you. My dear friends, colleagues, and all the viewers who are watching this presentation and this program today. First of all, let me bring greetings to you from my organization, Swagat Group of Hospitals, and my associations, Association of Surgeons of Assam, which I belong to, and my current organization, and also IGS. I hope you are all doing good and safe along with your family members during these turbulent times. Well, Dipesh and the organization wanted me to speak something to the viewers who would we thought maybe little free. So why not use these afternoons? Some of the viewers might be taking naps these days. So why not we use this for a good purpose? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Subhash Khanna from Guwahati, a small city. We used to be very small earlier in Northeast India. I have been involved in many innovative surgical procedures. I won't say I innovated myself, but then I've been involved in many procedures and in introducing these procedures in Northeast India. And I would like to take you to a journey of some of these because if I go on speaking for hours, it will not end. So I'll just give a glimpse of what we have been doing in our part of the country. When I say our part of the country, I mean all the states, all the 8 states of Northeast India. And second part, Mr. Dipesh, who represents the Mindray group of organizations, he wants me to speak on something philosophical topic. To be very frank, I have not spoken about all those in my life, but of course, I can give you some examples of my life. If that can help the viewers, at least the young ones, I will be happy that I shared something good for the future of our budding surgeons. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, let me check something. Mr. Dipesh, can we
Yes, sir. Tell me.
The PPT is not moving, so I just
okay. You can, sir. You can stop the screen again. It's a bug in our Zoom platform itself.
Okay.
It's for all. You stop the sharing and again share back.
Okay. Yeah. And then share back again.
Yes. It happens with Zoom. At times it gets stuck.
I'm going. Not this one. Okay, so
yeah, it will work. Yeah.
All right. This is the place where I belong. We have a lot of tea gardens all around us, more so in the Upper Assam rather than Guwahati. And when I talk about the horizons, which I'd love. So this is a view of the river Brahmaputra from the first hospital which was able to coming to me. So which we bought, and this is the view from the operation theater of my hospital. So this was my horizon for many years, from 2010 to 2015, when we started the laparoscopic surgery. This horizon is all river, mountains, but then there is a bridge over the river Brahmaputra, and that bridge is the bridge of technology. What I want to share with you is the technology is there in our lives, whether we keep our eyes closed or keep our eyes open. So, and the next horizon is my family. This is my family, my wife in the center, the shortest one there, and she's an engineer. My elder son, who is in Manchester now, an orthopedic surgeon, myself in a very holiday mood. And that's my younger son, Dr. Aishma, the critical care specialist, and my daughter-in-law, a colorectal surgeon. Now, we all are doctors in our at home, and we all speak. Mostly, we speak medicine, and this is yet another horizon. But then, if you want to do something, if you want to plan something, you have to go out of your horizons. Then only you can plan something. This is what one message I wanted to give in my presentation. And that's how when I spent quality time with my family. But when my family used to take rest in the afternoons or in the night after 10, 11, I used to work, and that work probably paid off one day to me, and I was elected uncontested president of the Indian Association of Gastroenterology and Society, having 8,000 members, and these are all past presidents and all the names known to you all, starting from founder president founder president T. Udwadia to Dr. Pradeep Chaudhary to Ravindranath, and to respected Professor Krishna Rao, the first endoscopist of the country, to all the names which are known to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, what made me work so much was one teaching of Swami Vivekananda. Swamiji had said, take up an idea, make that one idea your life, think of it, dream of it, live on that idea, let the brain, muscle, nerve, every part of your body work on it, and this is the only way you can succeed. So knowing that, the moment endoscopic surgery or laparoscopic surgery came to this horizon, I started working on that, and this is a certificate which I took from the principal who allowed me to work. I was an assistant professor in surgery in 1992. I was asked to, I took a permission to work in gynae department because there was some laparoscopic old accessories and equipment were lying there, and some of them were in the store, some trocars which I took out. But this idea came to me only when I had attended the International College of Surgeons conference in 1991, when I saw Professor Udwadia presenting his first video of a lap cholecystectomy. He brought a very old cassette of his, which he was carrying, and that was the first time I saw, and the first time I entered operation theater with him to watch how a diagnostic laparoscopy is done. I remember, and I'm full believer of that, what John Hunter had said about 100 years back. John Hunter had said that day will come when a surgeon will kill himself. He will develop so much innovations that a surgery will not require neither a knife nor a large hole. Surgery will be dead and a new surgery will be born. And this was the concept, and this concept or this thoughts were in reality later on, and we saw revolution of keyhole surgery from anesthesia and antiseptic surgery, which are considered to be the revolutions of the present generation or the last century. To this, I think we are seeing a new revolution of robotic surgery and the futuristic things which are coming up, and I'm sure that those days are not far when we'll be seeing the virtual reality and artificial intelligence in our life. So from this visions, we have come to stage when we have started operating with hose and even without hose. The innovations were there all through century. You can see some of the 8,000 BC in our museums, where you can see the refined hose, and that's from those era it became the barber surgeons, and finally when the Royal College of the Edinburgh and the Royal Colleges were founded, these barbers, the barbers, and became the true surgeons. Now, this revolution, when it came to the world, and when we witnessed this in 1990, 1991, in 92 September, there were many in our part of the country which were in doing this. In Guwahati, I was there. Some of my colleagues took longer time, but there were some people who were doing. Dr. Baiswal was there, who was about to start. Dr. Dilip Deka was there, who was about to, who almost after a couple of months of, he also did. So similarly, Professor Burwa was there in Dibrugarh, and Professor Jaman also had done. So there were many who takers for this minimal access surgery. There are some who took longer time to trust. Even my family thought that if I try to do a surgery with keyhole, I might kill a patient. So it took little time for many of the surgeons of that time in 1992 to accept it. The best thing was some of the surgeons, some of my contemporaries of my age, they accepted it. And that was the beauty of minimal access surgery. All the senior surgeons who were ready for the change could pick it up and could give best benefits to the society, because they had an experience of conventional surgery, and they could really do good. And that's how this surgery spread like wildfire. And this is one small system which was given to me by Mr. Subhash Khanna. Here I would like to mention the name of Mr. Aditya Mehra, who was really instrumental in getting me the set for my training center. Now, Mrs. Steibel Storch owns a company, Karl Storch, in Tuttlingen, Germany, and they were the first one who gave all the equipment to whether it is Dr. Udwadia or Dr. Pradeep Chobe. And a couple of days later, Stryker from USA came with their set of instruments. So this is at that time the Indian instruments, they were very primitive. Some of the instruments were to operate. We wanted good lights, good cameras, good systems so that we can inflate the cavities. And this is what the world was looking at. One or two are picked up, and the others were watching and amazed at what is going to happen to our surgery. Will we be robbed of what we were doing all these years? It is very difficult. They learn the art of staging, and now we are asked to stage and suture from a distance with instrument, and very difficult to develop the hand-eye coordination. And this was only possible with the help of a dedicated center. This was the first dedicated center, started in the 1st of June in 2000, when I wanted to develop, and the actual name is here. These are all added now. And next, so Swagat and Laparoscopy Institute, so a dedicated institute in the Eastern India, and this is where we are today in our present center, which is Center of Excellence. And what I want to say is surgery is changing every day. Unless and until we change with time, we will be, it's running so fast like a comet, we will be left out. And once you are left out and you not be able to catch, it is so difficult. So my advice to the young surgeon is change with time, grasp what is good. If you are not happy, not satisfied, ignore that. And this is the present center which we started, the first super specialty center dedicated to surgical excellence, where I have a team, they have their dreams, and I have to, we have to groom and give the best of surgical excellence. So we call it a center of future of surgery, because we keep planning, and this is our dream OT. We have not ended there, and we would love to have such a center in near future, where the CT and MRI is also possible on the operation table. Once you have removed tumor from the brain or from the liver, you can come check the resectability on table by doing a CT, MRI, and almost everything is remotely controlled. So I think I'll have to come out again. Dear viewers, bear with me. Okay. Now, now this revolution of no-cut surgery, expanded further, and we also went on to do endoscopic surgery. All the surgery done to the lumens from the oral cavity, from the anal canal. The ENT people started doing nasal endoscopy, or otoscopy. The spine surgeons started doing this. So they picked up. But in surgery, we had dramatic changes, hernias, neck, axilla, breast, vascular surgery, liver, spleen, all solid organ, everything gradually came in the domain of laparoscopic surgeon, and robotic and virtual reality are in the pipeline, and we have also started robotic for the first time in Northeast India. Among the hepatobiliary surgery, I will just like to share some of the videos with you. We were satisfied by doing the laparoscopic gallbladder removal, and then we ventured on to remove some of the bad cases where which were not thought of that they will be possible laparoscopically. Gradually, we could proceed, and we can see how nicely we could drain the pus inside and put the drains there. And similarly, we also learned that in a pregnant patient, although gallbladder can be removed easily and much better way than an open surgery where your hand may touch the uterus and you might cause a premature abortion or a premature labor. And you can see here a gravid uterus. So all these were new things to us, and new guidelines were being made. And so this was a time when the time was changing. This video must be that of 1995, 96, 97, and now we must have done several patients with surgeries in a patient who are pregnant. And then we moved over to I think I'll have to go back again and share screen, and then I'm coming back, sorry. And then the next was the time when we moved on to starting all the emergency abdomens. We know till today also whenever there's a patient, we do not know what is the diagnosis still. Even at times when we do the best of the investigation, we are not able to diagnose. So we started doing all emergency appendix. We used to start doing a diagnostic laparoscopy, and gradually we could see that the gradually diagnostic laparoscopy is obsolete. Almost all of these patients ended up with a therapeutic laparoscopy. You could remove a perforated gallbladder, you could remove a acutely inflamed appendix, you could also remove I'll just share with you a video of a perforated appendix. Even in this patient, you can see how fecally through the petrol cavity, you can see a lot of pus there. So from silent cold cases, gallbladder appendix, we moved on to emergencies where we could manage most of the acute inflammatory conditions of the abdomen. And next was just show you the pus in the pelvis, and the fecal will be there somewhere here. So you could reach any compartment of the abdomen, and you could clean it and put drains there. See the pus, and there is an inflamed appendix, and then the fecal was there at some place. There's a fecal there in the corner. Okay, so and then we could see that some of the patients, there were astonishing finding. We could get a very acute abdomen with bowel obstruction, and you could see inside. Once you reach inside, you could see internal herniation. The bowel was trapped in the internal hernia, and the best way we could realize now that the best way to do such patients was the laparoscopy, because for this small tiny valve, just to take it out and to suture the opening, you don't need to open up the abdominal cavity. No, and then we okay, sorry, this is not running. Okay. The things, now we had conquered hepatobiliary system. We also started in the surgery for the liver, and next was the common bile duct. The common bile duct is a patient. We come with a stone or a round worm in it. What is the use of opening up the abdomen? Because the round worm which enters from the duodenum may enter the common bile duct again the very next day. So we realized that, and then we now wanted to go to the next level. It was 1996 when my friend, one of the DA gastroenterologist, a friend of mine, I wouldn't like to mention his name here, they were all the present, the gastroenterologists were not there. There were only one or two, and it was the gastroenterology, particularly the GI endoscopy, was not that advanced. And one of my friend gastroenterology who bought this CV1 series, very old series from USA, from GDW, which he had attended, sold this to me. I must say, this was the beginning of pediatric endoscopy by a surgeon in the Northeast India. And with this at my home, because it had a smaller scope, a diagnostic duodenoscope, we started doing endoscopies with a young colleague of mine. And gradually we started going into the ampulla. We acquired one C-arm and started doing. Now I needed a training. So in 1998, somewhere in my winter vacation in January, I really started doing endoscopy. I got trained with Dr. Rakesh Chandran in AIMS, and from this stage we moved over to one of the sophisticated centers which we have today, with all a dedicated all facilities available for all sorts of therapeutic endoscopy, including cholangioscopy. Now, we initially started with standard ER endoscopic papillotomy, exploration conval duct, and then we started extracting the stones with the standard way. Gradually, we moved on to balloon sphincterotomy. You can see the conval duct and the stone being extracted with a basket here. So this is a standard technique. Whatever we did, we tried to publish at least in the local media for the people to understand what is it, because there are all new techniques, and gradually we moved on to this technique where we, with the help of a expandable balloon, we could expand the ampulla waiter or the papilla to 15 millimeter, and any size of the stone could be at least the stone larger than 10 millimeter could be taken out. These balloons are CRE balloons. So this was the next step from sphincterotomy to balloon sphincteroplasty, and then the extraction of the bigger stones. There were patients who needed. This was a very simple thing. We could see, you can see about 8 worms. I just wanted to share with you that while we are breaking out the worms here, you will see the worms have an affinity for the bile. While you drag it out, you see that the worms are alive and they still want to go inside. It's so difficult to drag it out and pull it out. So while I'm trying to pull out one, the other one is trying to looking for the opening again and going in. What I mean to say is, if we take it out by laparoscopically or by an open surgery, the next day a worm might enter a live worm. This was the era where we wanted to go inside the bile duct with the help of a cholangioscope. So we wanted to conquer that. Intrahepatic duct stones, if there are multiple, most of the time we recommend a liver resection, hepatectomy. We don't need that. We can always go multiple times if you cannot clear in one time. And there are various ways of removing endoscopically the hepatic duct stones, the conval duct stone. But more important than that, we can also take a biopsy from these. So then came the spyglass system, which this was the old system where a baby scope was introduced to the mother scope. It was two operators were needed. It was very fragile. Was very thin scope, so beside of a 3 millimeter or 10 French, with which we can take a biopsy force inside, can look inside the liver, we can take a biopsy there, and we can also break the stone. So once you're inside, now we can see that how beautifully we could look inside the hepatic ducts. And here, once you are inside the liver, you can break the stone with the help of a laser fiber. And you can see this is the spy scope which can go in. We also were looking at early diagnosis, because although the surgery is, by the time the patient comes to us, the disease is mostly late. That's what we always say in cancer surgery. If we can diagnose the cancers early, at the mucosal level, we should be able to give 60, 70, 80%, almost 80% cure to this patient. But the moment the tumor has gone to the submucosal muscular down to 35. So what we started was called a narrowband imaging. This was yet again the beginning where you could see the surface vessels and any. So this is the normal vascular pattern, and this is what you see when the short wave of ultraviolet light of the depth of 450 nanometer are absorbed by the superficial vessels. This is the picture, and any small vascular irregularity or mucosal irregularity to be diagnosed here. And this is possible with the machine with intelligence scan, we call it. With the push of one of these buttons, we could do that. So this is the next step where we could now diagnose, mark the lesion, and remove the lesion endoscopically even before it could spread to the deeper layers. We were thinking about scars in the abdomen, but no one bothered to think of the lady or a male who doesn't want a scar in the neck, breast, or a axilla where he has a lesion. And Mr. Khanna was the one who had started the first endoscopic heart surgery, and both me and my wife Swagata, we went to Pisa, which Paulo Mecoli's place, to learn his technique, and that's how we started the endoscopic thyroid surgery, where with the help of endoscope we can remove. And these are some of our patients who had the first surgery done in 2012, and that was the beginning of scarless surgery for the neck, node, thyroids, and parathyroid, where we can go from the axilla, chest wall, behind the ear lobule, and then we can remove these tumors. And we did the first program in 2012, and the next program somewhere in 2015, when rather than going for these places, again from the oral cavity, and demonstrated the first oral approach to the removal of the thyroid. This was a minimally invasive thyroid surgery, where in the technique you use spatial detectors and the telescope, what we use normally, and you can have a very beautiful visualization. So this is almost like a endoscopic visualized minimally invasive video assist. You can see the parathyroid there. So, and the recurrent laryngeal nerve. This is a minimally invasive video assisted thyroid surgery, and we, with us in our center, the more popular is endoscopic thyroid. And these are the patient, and with this nodule, this is what we want. We are practicing every day tumor here, and then you create a subcutaneous space below the platysma, go to the neck, mark it nicely, create a pneumoperitoneum there, and create a tunnel there. And now the audio is off there. Once again, Diptish.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, the audio there is off, no?
No, audio is on, sir. Audio, video, everything is on.
The audio of the surgery is on?
Yeah, bit on. Yes.
That we didn't want actually. Okay, no problem. All right, fine. So now you can see the space has been created, and we can see the thyroid gland, and we can and that's nice. So this is what I wanted to share with you. So this was the beginning of endoscopic thyroid surgery in our state, and thereafter we did 2-3 programs on this, and these are all patients with a scar in the neck. And then the transoral thyroid, just an image. Time won't permit me to show this video. And this we took a bit one next further, and we started doing the endoscopic breast surgery, where a patient didn't want a breast lump to be removed, and we can go from the axilla, create a space, and remove the lump. Provided the lump is benign, I think the viewers can see the breast lump nicely. Okay. Yet another important development noticed was when we started in 2011 endoscopic fistula surgery. My Italian friend, I must say, Peri-operative was one who helped me introducing here it is introducing in the Northeast India. We were one of the first Northeast India, and also one of the few people in the country, and we have done over 500 cases where we can avoid the mutilating surgery for fistula and ano, and all this we started to with multiple goals. Because nobody would have all the issues make a big wound to this patient. So we went on with the help of a video fistuloscope, and we could cauterize the fistula and cure it. Many of the patients needed a second or third stage. That was also acceptable to them. So this is how we did millimeter by millimeter. Bariatric surgery, there are many, I will not go into the bariatric surgery now. There are many issues with the bariatric surgery and probably still developing. And there are surgeons' perspective, anesthetic risks are there. Surgeon is also not sure. He doesn't know whether this surgery will be safe in this VIP or whether I'll end up with the excess weight loss. So we started doing a lot of endoscopic work, and the most established one which we established was intragastric balloon therapy. The others are others we are still working on. We started putting different types of balloons, and these are some of our patients who responded to
Your audio is on.
Okay, all right. Just one. It's not moving, I think.
Slide is stuck, is it?
Just one moment, let me see. Shall I come out and go back again?
Yeah, you can try that, sir.
So, Ditesh, I'm stop share.
Yeah.
And okay, now it's moving. All right. Now, yes, we are planning tomorrow's World of Surgery. We have almost have some of these things. I won't say we are doing a color-coded surgery right now, but we are now going to single-hole surgery, which we are starting. We are also doing these tele-robots. I think the one tele-robot already in my room, which viewers, if they wish, they can see how I can consult with my patient in the other room, or how I can go for rounds in the, that is the tele-robot. Yeah, you can bring it here. So I can go for, just drag it, so, and this, with the help of this tele-robot, I can see the patients in another room. And here it is ready for, if you can just bring on the back, just bring on my back, I have to switch it on. So these are the tele-robots already here with us in our center, which we are using almost of the kind of what you are seeing on the screen. And so this is what we are doing today. This is not my hospital, but we also have a tele-robot here, which we are using. We are also taking advantage of capsule endoscopy in our center, which we have introduced, where different types of capsules are there now, esophageal, colonic, and bowel capsules. I think we missed off here, but I'll just give a glance of single incision laparoscopic surgery we started 10 years back, and rather than going for natural orifices, rather than using all these different types of access ports with a large incision ending up with a big hernia, we prefer going with a small single small site. So this is a single port we use for the first time in Northeast India, and then
So we lost your audio.
so now what we are doing, rather than making a big incision, I think I'm audible now.
Yes, now it's fine, sir.
So we take two tiny ports, 5 millimeter each, near each other, and we do a puppeteer technique with the help of which we can lift an organ and go with the camera here and instrument here, and we can do a surgery at a single port. It takes a slightly longer time for the PPT. Viewers, kindly share with me. You kindly bear with me for the time being. Okay. Okay, so from the single shield surgery, let me just see if I can again try once. Okay, the PPT is not moving.
Sir, you can minimize. Probably go to the next slide. Escape and minimize.
I hope it works now.
Yeah, we can see the PPT, sir.
But it's not moving. Yeah.
So press the escape. Probably it will go out of the full screen mode. Now it should, yeah.
Okay. So, let me see if it works. We can go with this also.
Yeah.
All right, and that's how we do. We put a small needle there to aspirate, or sometimes inside it to hold also. But the days are coming when we will have the instruments, the scopes, or with multiple channels endoscope, with of which you'll be able to have multiple arms. Notable, and this is what we are looking at. Many arms. A surgeon needs to be loaded with many arms, and this is only possible when we do a robotic surgery. I'd like to share with my viewers that we had just started surgery without a surgeon. I won't say without a surgeon, but then without a surgeon touching the patient, without a surgeon staying away from the patient. It is beneficial to me today at this COVID-19 era, when I can be away for the patient, and also beneficial to my safe for my patient. So there is types of robots today, but we referred was a worst case robot coming from Cambridge, which we found more natural, to do right now, and in the first week of February, this is what we did, and probably we would love to be with the time in future also. We'd love to have the best of the theaters for our state, and we'd love to have the artificial intelligence also for our state, where I can instruct my robo what I want. A robo can read my mind and can do the surgery the way this AI is reading the book for me, and similarly, they should be able to do it. I would also like to augment the own augmented reality in laparoscopy. Today, we can augment, we can want to see or we are operating. If we want to avoid any injury, we can augment the vessels, the bilateral there with the to avoid vascular injury or to have a very proper dissection. So this is not there today. So I think this video is going to all seen by all of you. What is the future of the things which is going to come? Now the thing is, once we imagine something, there is no limit to imagination. We should be able to do whatever we can imagine today. It is all achievable.
Your eyes now.
Think I may not permit me to go further with this video. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are heading to an era where surgery will be done without a knife or without a most of the surgeries endoscopically to the natural orifices. To remain in this race, I won't say race, do not compete with others. Just let's see what satisfies us. So to remain here, we need to read the lines here. What Stalin has said. It is not the strongest who will or the intelligent who will survive. It is the person who can best manage the change, who is ready to unlearn and learn new things. If these people in one part of a small country like South Africa can devise things of their own, and this is what is innovation for them, and this should be similar lines. We should also have innovation of our own. I think my team members here, some of them are here with me. Some of them, they keep doing a fellowship with me and leave. And also thank my team in the OR, who as a surgeon spends most of the time in the operation theater. My wife there, and they are all there. Without a team, I don't think we can be successful. Apart from this, we had done a lot of programs all over the country. I've been instrumental in doing various training programs, in doing various types of fellowship programs, and co-authoring the books, coming out with new books like Recent Analysis in Surgery, Volume 1, Volume 2, formulating guidelines for fellowships in India, guidelines for courses, guidelines for therapeutic endoscopy, and this is all our contribution to the country from the Northeast India and from all the surgeons of the Northeast India. Dear listeners, thank you very much. I think I've not taken enough of yours. If you have any questions, you can pass on, or I can answer your questions. Or Diptesh, thank you very much. We can be off. I can stop the share now. We can be
correct. Sir, now I think we had a very troubled session because of the technical associations problems with this. Correct. So probably I'll try to cool the things off. Probably you can also relax answering me. We have gathered a few questions from our lovely audience today. So first of all, officially, I would say thank you to you, sir. Beyond all these troubles, we saw the journey. We witnessed what you started in the 90s. Probably a very baby step for you as well, and for all of us from Northeast in endosurgery. And then we have seen what a future would look like, right? From a robotic point of view, from a robotic surgery, even with the healing touch, people will be healed probably. So thanks for that journey. I personally gained a lot of that from the PPT. And few questions specifically for endosurgery now. So one of our audience is asking, what are the chances of reoccurrence of hernia after the surgery? So what is your opinion on this, sir?
Recurrence of hernia is always there. We do not have, I think that's a very valid question. We do not have a foolproof repair of hernia. Every day you will see the hernia treatments are changing, starting from Halstead's repair, what we started, to Bassini's repair. Every time, in every era, when 20 years back, Bassini came, all of my colleagues, my students, they started doing thesis on Bassini's repair. Then shoulders came, they started doing shoulders repair, thesis on shoulders repair. Thereafter, the endoscopic hernia came, so we started on endoscopic hernia repair. And then now we are all moving towards abdominal wall repairs, conventional surgery. So no hernia surgery till today is foolproof. There is an incidence of 2 to 5% of recurrence in all hernias. This depends on what type of mesh you use. When we say about hernia repair, it's surgeon factor is there, the equipment factor is there, the mesh may not be the ideal what you should have been using, and the post-operative patient factors are there. So I won't say that the hernia treatment, we have reached our goal in hernia treatment. It is still evolving. It will keep evolving for probably days to come, for the years to come. But today, I must say that laparoscopic and endoscopic hernia repair, if it can be done, it is much beneficial to the patient. I hope I could answer the question.
Yes.
I'm sorry you cannot directly to the person who's asking a question. I cannot chat with you right now on this, but I can answer you, and you can take my contact, and I can also answer you later on. Yeah.
Right, sir. Sir, along with this, so on similar topic, what do you prefer for emergency hernia? Is it a mesh or something else? Mesh can be used?
Thank you. Nice question. For emergency hernia repair, it depends on whether it's an early obstruction or it's a strangulation. If it is a strangulation, the intestine or the bowel is dead, there is no question of putting any mesh. When I say no question, I must tell you the literature evidence. There are very lot of literature available today which says if it is a clean, contaminated, if there's no gangrene, no simple obstruction, you can put a synthetic mesh there. I would prefer to go for a reduction and temporary repair of the hernia, followed by putting a mesh after a couple of days. I would not prefer putting a mesh in emergency. It is a life-saving situation in emergency where it's better we don't put any foreign material in that. If at all there's a situation where patient might develop obstruction in the next 48 hours or next couple of days, I would prefer putting a biological mesh, a Surgisys mesh or a biological mesh. The biological meshes are available. They're very expensive, and even if there's an infection, the mesh may dissolve and get absorbed on its own.
So next question is around gallbladder removal. Yeah. So when a patient will need a gallbladder removal if he's suffering from that problem, when do you identify that case as a gallbladder removal case? Okay.
About gallbladder removal, we know only about, thank you very much to the viewer who is watching, who has put up this question. For gallbladder removal, the society knows the gallbladder is removed only in a stone disease, but then in a gallbladder, there can be many other diseases, including polyps, precancerous lesion, cancer of the gallbladder, chemical cholecystitis glandularis proliferans, patchy gangrene due to torsion of the gallbladder, which was very lax. So there are many conditions where the gallbladder needs removal. So dear viewers, those who are non-medical, if you are watching, gallbladder simply concentrates bile. It has not much function. If it is diseased, if it is making stones, even if you don't remove the stone, it will form again. It's better to remove the gallbladder because some part of the common bile duct will take up this function of concentration of the bile. So that's it. Polyps is a very gray area. some people, the British Society says polyp larger than 8 millimeter to be taken as cancer, whereas guidelines says polyp less than 4 millimeter needs to be observed. Now, to me, who operates most of the polyps, to me, this polyp large is smaller than 4 millimeter. How do I justify that this is not a beginning of a small cancer? So I would like to operate in all these cases.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So next,
yeah.
Yes.
Go on to the next question, please.
Correct. So two more questions actually.
Okay.
You talked about NBI as an advancement for your laparoscopic tower. Where do you see the usage of 4K enabled displays for your surgeries? And is full HD now sufficient for you?
In fact, now today when I'm doing robotic surgery, I'm mostly on I'm getting a 3D view, so that's a totally different from 4K. 4K is good, but SD definition is good enough for most of the work. We don't need, but think of technology. If you want to go with technology, 4K is far better, but may not be enough, may not be affordable for Indian condition. If Indian companies can develop 4K at a much affordable prices, I think I'll be the first one to buy it. But today, with investing so much money, even we have invested a big amount of money for Versius robotic system, which we have done some calculation that will be able to give service to our people at affordable rate. At the same time, we'll be able to survive. But then without much calculation, if you go for 4K, we may not be able to survive. HD is good enough right now. At least for me, it is good enough for all my routine work, whatever we are doing. If I think that should be the message which is going to the people who are planning 4K. If we are doing many surgeries, at least more than 100, which we in our center, yes, you can afford to buy. I can afford to buy because we have a volume of work, but otherwise may not venture for that or look for a Asian option. When I say Asian option, means the machine which is affordable in our country, in Asia or Asia.
Correct.
Thank you.
So next question and the last one around endosurgery. Your hospital, sir, Swagat Multi-Speciality Hospital, is a very futuristic hospital, I would say. We have tele-robots in place, one of the very high-end OT theaters in Northeast India. So your lovely team is definitely working day in, day out towards that. And also, we got from news that you're also exploring for robotic surgeons and robotic surgery at your facility. So during this COVID-19, all these big steps, they all have been like slowed down, I would say. Just when the lockdown is over, how do you see when the whole thing gets over? What will be the new normal for Swagat Hospital?
Thank you very much. First of all, Dipesh, I would like to tell you that we already have a robot in place and we have inaugurated in the first week of February. And till the lockdown, we have done 9 surgeries with our new robot, and we are quite happy. That I'd like to share with you. And I seek blessings of all my people so that we can grow further with our robot. Yes. COVID-19 was a situation for which we were not prepared. The governments got 3 weeks time only. If we have to understand COVID-19, we need some more time. People do not know. The scientists do not know. We are speculating. A lot of speculation is going on since the lockdown. Unluckily, because of my age, I'm not a front warrior, but then I have been doing my emergencies with full protection. I would wanted to share some of the images. I don't know how I missed it. And so we have been doing all our suppurative cholangitis, blocked kidneys, obstructive uropathies, obstructed gallbladder. strangulated hernias. All this we had been doing with full protection, complete protection of the staff. OPD, the staff is protected with PPE. ICU staff is protected if there's any place. But then it's a non-COVID hospital. Future is going to be routine tests for all the patients, more spaces in the OPDs, less number of appointments to keep spacing. All ICU, all operation theaters need to be worked on. The operation theaters are positive pressure. We may have to think of making one operation theater negative pressure, so that under which when there is positive pressure, we are thinking of safety of the patient and the air goes out. Here we are thinking of safety of the doctor and the paramedical staff, and the air from the patient under pressure should not come to us, rather than it should remain there or it should be sucked out from the vents. So all these are going to be the norm. We will be doing a routine testing, pre-operative testing for all our patients. We will also be doing a consent, a very, very important. Today, till a last patient of COVID-19 disappears, we are taking a consent from our patient that I have come on my own during this COVID pandemic or epidemic to the hospital. So I know the consequences of coming to the hospital. I know consequences of getting operated during this period, and I also know the extra cost involved in getting treated during the COVID times. So all this would be told to the patient, consent will be taken, extra charges also will be there, which must be briefed to the patient. So this is going to be the new norm for us for the times to come. I'm just off my mask for last 1 hour. Otherwise, I got an ulcer here because I do not remove the mask and the cap and even the PPE throughout the day. When I'm here, I will take a shower and go back home. I hope that would answer.
Yes, sir. It was very nice. So, yeah. Sir, we heard from the endosurgeon, the esteemed endosurgeon that we all know. Now it's time for us to know him much well beyond his endosurgery, beyond this clinician life. Over to you for your next keynote speech. And please start, sir. Let us know if we want the PPT to go, or if you will be like this.
Just no, PPT may not be there.
Okay.
Yeah, may not be there. Okay. My dear,
sir, I will ease it out for you, sir.
You can ease it out for me.
Correct. So you can start with your own thoughts. I will pitch in with my inquiries around those thoughts, and we will make it a discussion. How about that? Okay, sir. Yeah.
Fine. So I'll just make a beginning, and then you can give me whatever you would like me to speak on. Viewers, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether I'm successful or not. When Diptesh asked me to speak on the successful life and a passionate life, I really fumbled. I said, what do I really need to speak on this? Well, when you say successful, it is synonymous with passionate. If you are passionate, if you love your work, you are successful. Every man on the street may not be a surgeon, a doctor, because this society is made of all different type of specialists or people who come from different walks of life, and that's how we make this society. For me, to achieve success, if at all you feel that I have achieved something, was probably a tough fight. I was born in a very small family. My father was born in a small village, Chinyot in Lailpur, the village where the Milkha Singh belongs, and in Rawalpindi, Pakistan. And my mother was born in Patiala. In 1947, when there was a Indo-Pak separation, my father was just married, and those days marriages used to happen at the age of 16, 17. My mother must be 15, and they had to leave and come back to India. There's a small plot of land given in Jalandhar to all the displaced people. And my father directly came to Assam in 47 because one of my aunt, my father's elder sister, used to be here. I have seen a very tough life. In fact, today I must like to share whereas my all brothers and sisters were born in Assam, I was born in the same place, you can call it a camp, which was given to us in Jalandhar. And so it was a childhood of deprivation, childhood of hardship. But I believe that this was my guiding force for me to work tougher, harder, and to visualize my goals, to achieve my goals. I believe when a God gives you a lot of hardship, a lot of trouble, I would like to share with you. Yes, I have seen in my childhood Assam, and I also worked in with the cultivators in Punjab. We used to cut, we call it putta there, when I used to go from Assam, from Guwahati to that place. So I've seen hardship. I had a fracture in the leg, and I remember how my father used to take me in the front of a cycle to a bone setter. I have tolerated that agony, and that keeps haunting me time and again. So there were many instances which I believe God wanted me to toughen myself. Probably He was preparing me for a tougher job to do. I don't think even a surgical job is a very tough job but then God wants to maybe to do more. So whenever viewers, the young ones, whenever you have any tough time in your life, remember one thing: this will also pass off. Today we have a pandemic, it will pass off. So remember, God has given you these tough things. Probably He is preparing you for a stage. Don't you rehearse when you go for an act? He wants to do something good, something better, some tougher job, which others may not be mean to. If you take it like that, you'll always be positive and successful. And that's one thing which I will want to share with you. Second thing, I have read a book, and I must, by Henry Todd, which says, Die Empty, Die Empty. The author says, has asked a question in the middle of the book about what is the richest place on this earth. And you might be, if I ask you, if I ask anyone else, you might be thinking the richest place in this world is the gold mines of Africa or the oil fields of Middle East. No, the richest place to me is the graveyard. I'm coming to the point of what I mean to say. Graveyard, where there are many big singers, many artists, many doctors who wanted to do robots, many scientists who wanted to go to another planet, or they could not materialize their thoughts. So that's the richest place. There are many rich people who could not materialize their what they wanted to do. If I take every day as my last day of my life, there were one Maharaja used to do his own funeral every morning because he wanted to taste his death. If we do our analysis, if you work every day, every night when you sleep, think that this will be my last night, tomorrow, irrespective of the age, the young people also die. Tomorrow I may not wake up, and then this will tell you how to work and what to achieve. That doesn't mean that you join the rat race and try to compete. The competition is good. computer, provided it is healthy, provided you don't spoil your health in competing with something which you cannot. I cannot become a pilot today. I cannot compete with him. So I feel that you try to achieve your goal and do it in the best possible way. Be after it, but don't become crazy and mad. Don't do something which you should not do. The third and fourth few things I want to say is, one is honesty. Be honest to yourself. Be honest to your society as much as possible. We are human beings. We cannot be 100% honest all the time, but at least 90-95% you should be honest. Because society is looking at ye. A doctor means an intelligent person. A society looking. If every human becomes very honest, it will be different society. It will be different society. People will trust each other. Today, I think there's a lot of mistrust. So this is one thing which I have realized. Even the person who think, or the patient who comes to you who is illiterate, he will also understand you are inside that this doctor, this surgeon is honest. And you must be honest to your limitation. But there are many junior colleagues today who must be doing more heroic surgery than me. It's fine. It's fine. I have my own things to do. There are many other people who are writing better books than me. That's fine. That's fine. So that's what I feel should be our thinking, and the way we should be thinking. You can take the call, and working in our day-to-day life. And I think this is what I wanted to share with my viewers. And if anything can come. I was appearing in a channel last week, and it was simple as maze, and I was supposed to be speaking with the legendary. Of course, the person who was interviewing me was Homen Bargahai, one of the legends in literature in our state. And I feared. I was trying to practice as me the previous evening. We all have our fears inside us, and that fear is fear of failure. Ask her to disconnect, please. If we do not fear being unsuccessful, we cannot be successful. So we have to fear that unsuccessful. I think that fear of losing will help you to gain. And the last thing is the future. You need to plan your future. You need to plan your future. The comforts are your handcuffs, golden handcuffs. If you enjoy life, comfortable life, you are handcuffed with golden this thing. You have everything and you are enjoying. And there you stop. You stop your life, the life of unlearning and learning every day. The moment, one of the PPT slides I have shown, the moment you have stopped learning new things, you are gone. I am busy practitioner. I have a volume of laparoscopic work. What needed me to take whole team, bring cadavers from the USA to Dubai, 9 people flew from here, stayed in hotels for 5-6 days, and that too without telling anyone, with all my patients waiting, and again practicing on the cadavers, the robotic, because we wanted to bring it to our state, because we feel that this may be the future. This may be one way I'll be benefiting as society for another 20 years to come. Tomorrow, if I start having tremors, how will I operate on a patient? My robot can always help me in operating. So your future is in your hand. Unless and until you practice, you try how to you visualize, you cannot achieve your goal. If you just simply by saying that I want to become this will not be enough. The last thing before I conclude is Thomas Edison had said that success is 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration. I don't agree with that. It is all your idea. One idea of Swiggy, one idea of Amazon, one idea of something clicks. Perspiration, you can work hard on that. Your team will work hard on that. But the idea has come from someone. So today the one single idea is 99% success. Plan your future, what you want to be. That's what I do. Tomorrow, I'm not satisfied with robotic. Maybe I'll start working on something else. That's what I feel. It may sound very odd on my part to the people that is at this age also he's speaking on all this. But then this is what I feel from inside. Keep learning, keep growing, and every day remain a student, and then only you can succeed. Ditesh, thank you. You can ask me anything if you have.
Correct, sir. I believe that's the energy behind Dr. Subhash Khanna. So, as he rightly said, you have to have the belief, have to have the fear that if you lose, what will happen? And then again, no fear as well that, okay, I'm doing my part. I don't need to compete with something or someone. So, brilliant. I think these are some of the real success mantras of not only Dr. Subhash Khanna, for all of us, we can try. So, next, I believe it's a bit philosophical question from my side. If you can look back to the 25 years old Dr. Subhash Khanna, I'm not sure whether he was a doctor at that time or not. What would be this Subhash Khanna's tips to that Subhash Khanna specifically?
Thank you, Diptesh. You are asking me all sentimental questions. Yes, we had just passed out at the age of 25. I was doing my internship. I was with my guru, with my teacher. I think I forgot to say you need one mentor in your life who can find the best inside you. And when I was a teacher, I always wanted the most simple boy from a village. I would mention this boy must be watching this program if he is there, and I will mold him into a different shape. So there are some brilliant people who cannot be changed, but when you get a very soft person, you can mold him the way you want. At that age, my teacher was Professor Bhavit Thaukar. I must say he was one such. I'm very lucky to have him as my teacher, my guru, my mentor, and that's why I believe in mentorship as always. Now, he was such, and he found something in me and enlightened me also. Of course, I was totally a different person after working with him. Yes, are our students today at the age of 25 ready to work the way we worked? I will go to the hospital. The medical college used to be in Pan Bajar, and I'll work for 1 day, 2 days, 8 hours for me. And on the third or fourth morning, if Dr. Anandas is watching this program, he was contemporary with me. Dr. M.K. Chaudhary was contemporary with me. They will know my father used to come with the umbrella, old umbrella in his hand, looking for Subhash. My son came here about 2 days back for duty. He has not returned back. We used to take food from patients' cart, and I used to stay back for day-night duty because I wanted to satisfy my teacher and I wanted to achieve my goals. So today, I think if I get a very comfortable life, I need a mentor to teach me. My children are rich because their father is rich. I was poor because my father did not have much money. Okay, so I have mentored them. Both Anshuman and Ayushman, and I have shown them the good and bad aspect of life. So you need a mentor. Otherwise, you need to work very hard. At the age of 25, it was a golden time. I married early. I married my wife almost at that age in 1981. I followed my father, and what life I led at 25. If my next birth also, I'm glad I will accept the same life, a life of deprivation, so that I can struggle and I can come up more toughened.
Correct.
Thank
With
you,
a strong
Dipesh.
base. Right. Sir, it's so wonderful actually listening to you. I want to continue, but I have to change the topic now. Probably, sir, very new we got to know from the news that you have been appointed the advisor to the government of Assam. to manage the funds for
Yeah.
the Arogya Nidhi funds. So yeah, you will have your own plans. We don't want the plans right now, but how do you feel? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a taste of success. It's a achievement of respect and assurance from people, common people, that they have full faith in Dr. Subhash Khanna. Also, this lockdown has slowed all these things down. So how are you feeling about it? If you can share this.
I think this matter is directly related to the government. Is it possible to excuse me if I don't answer this at present? We
No
can
problem. No
move
problem.
on to the next question. There are
Yes,
some
yes.
questions from my audience.
Correct.
One from Mr. Ashok Ansari, a very close friend of mine and a big philanthropist, and he's the founder of royal group of schools and institutions, and he has very rightly asked here. Can I take that question, Mr. Diptesh?
Absolutely. Absolutely, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has written how challenging it is for you setting up such a big hospital with huge investment. Is it paying you now, or do you still have huge losses? How much accuracy in robotic surgery in comparison with additional surgery, which is more safe? Mr. Pansari, because I was busy, I could not answer there. I cannot type. So I would like to answer you here. It is very challenging to invest money, particularly in smaller places. I won't say Guwahati is small, but then a person pays you much more amount in a mega city in Delhi, Mumbai, and he will not pay you that much in Guwahati even if you invest. For a robotic surgery, if he pays you 5-6 lakhs, if he spends in Delhi and Mumbai, he will spend half the amount here in Guwahati, whereas the expenses are much more there. So there's a rule of 1,000 days in any industry, which I was prepared. And we invested a lot. Halfway, we had real trouble, maybe because of my perseverance, my life, tough and life, we could overcome this. But 1,000 days is the time you need to establish your new venture if you are an entrepreneur. Before that, any hospital, I think you will agree with me. You also have you also run the institutions, the royal groups, and this is the time needed. It is slightly difficult with the present banking systems. Big bankings, they are asked for, they give you a loan for 7 years and 8 years, but you take 3 years to establish. So 7 years is too less a time. That we need to change. And about your question that we need to change, I won't mind sharing here with you that we have moved over from the bank to LRC hospital financing, which gives you finance for 12 to 15 years. You are comfortable. So the moment I did that, I took the decision, I'm much comfortable. I think this message should go to all. There's nothing wrong in my sharing with you. So, but then it's a tough job. We were almost planning to sell us out, and you can see many small hospitals have sold out. But you have support of your team, your parents, your family, my wife, my children, all of them are there to support me and my team of good consultants. Then probably you will have a smooth passage in your troubled time, the first 1,000 days. About the robotic surgery, just because I have a hammer, I will just hit everything, presuming it to be a nail is not correct. It's only for selective indications at present. For complex surgeries, because I'm more precise, I can reach any depth of the cavity, and it's you can do very fine movement, you can cut, you can reach any depth. So I think it is much more precise compared to conventional surgery. When you're doing conventional surgery, with every person, his hand changes. But when machine is doing, its movement are similar whether I'm doing and otherwise doing. It's the only thing is I have to know the basis of that surgery. Where do I have to cut and where I have to stitch. So I feel today, safety-wise, the robotic surgery is considered quite safe. All technologies have some disadvantages. Today, when we are operating, we have two robots. I must share with you two robots. If one goes out, the other comes in. and we have extra 3 arms. When you're doing it 2 arms, the 3 arms also would come into play. If one bedside unit, we call it arm, is actually a bedside unit. If it goes off, the other immediately comes in and replaces that. So technology is going to be there. There are many operations like nephrectomies, like prostatectomies, like esophagus. All this can only be done with robot. I think more precisely can be done with robot. In future, it will be only done with robotics, with robotic assisted only. I hope, Mr. Pansari, I have answered your question well. Thank you.
He also appreciates you, sir, from a non-medical point of view. He says that your explanation he could also understand. From a clinician, the explanation a non-clinician can also easily understand. Sir, second last question. I have just 2. One, I always see, whenever I see you, you have an ever smiling face. Yes, there are tough times, there are difficulties with everyone. How do you manage this? What can be your message to all of us? We are also struggling with same thing. How can we pull this off in the same way?
Okay, when you smile more, when you laugh more, all your sorrows are hidden. Even if you are not feeling well, if you give a smile, that gives positive energy to a person. Think of a gathering where there are 10 people, or think of gathering there are 3 people. One very brilliant, a big educationist, knows many things, but you listen to him for half an hour, doesn't make any impression on you. The other one, smiling, coming from a small school like mine, a small Hindi school. And then the moment you talk to that person for 5 minutes, 2 minutes, you like talking to him more. That positive energy, if you can imbibe inside you, I think you'll be able to give happiness to many more people around you in the society. This is what I believe, and probably that is the reason you always see a smile on my face. For a doctor, a patient is coming from a background, is from what circumstances he has come, we do not know. He just wants confidence from us. If the doctor also becomes very morose, starts thinking negative, do not give positive energy to any person as such. At all. So this is one, and yes, I am quite satisfied, happy with what I'm doing. Tomorrow, if I'm reborn, I would like to be born as this Subhash Khanna only, and that's probably what keeps me happy from inside, or inner happiness. Third, I believe we lose a lot of time in thinking about what bad thing is coming to us. We always say, if you think about 10 things in this area, 1,000 people might die of corona, whereas only 10 people would die. But we have thought of that. So we lose more time in thinking negative or thinking bad things which are not going to happen to us at all. Why should we? Why should we? If something comes, we will face it. Why should we? So these are the things which probably gives me positive from inside and gives me positive energy and positive vibes. Thank you, Ritesh.
Superb, sir. Like, these are wonderful words. Actually, I also don't know what to say. Okay, so last question, maybe last question to the ever smiling sir that we have. Sir, we all know that in your family, everybody is a doctor, right? From anybody that I go to, he's a doctor. So during this lockdown, many elective surgeries are not happening, OPDs are not going on. So how is a typical day? And I heard that you were about to receive many good appreciations and achievement awards. If you can share light on that, probably in very near future we'll be witnessing all that. Please share something from your life, sir.
Lockdown, yes. For a busy person like me, it has definitely affected. With lot many surgeries were lined up, affected. But then I have been attending the hospital like all my family members. My son is doing MCH in orthopedics in Manchester. He's also attending his hospital. Daughter-in-law is attending. My wife is sitting in the next chamber today. I have done already 4 surgeries in the morning. So for me, initially, for first few days, I had totally stopped surgery. But apart from the COVID, there are some non-COVID patients who needed our help. They were dying. Who will take them up during this period? Who will take the risk of their life?
Right.
So we made all arrangements for total protection of our staff, our team, and those who are scared, they will go. They will leave you. That's fine. There's a saying in Hindi: "जब जहाज डूबता है तो चूहे पहले भाग जाते हैं वहां से." So they will leave. That's fine. But then whoever is us, they are like our family, my brothers, sisters, my children. I had to look after their safety. So we provided whatever protective measures we could provide. I was involved with the COVID team also, when IATSH, All India COVID-19 convener, task force in charge. So for me, all emergency surgeries I was doing, and all routine work I had stopped. We have started doing now. We are waiting for the pre-operative test to be done. So this is one thing which I would like to share with you, that now, when in between first few days, when I was doing once or twice, I will accumulate all my emergencies and do only 1 or 2 days, so that you are exposed only once or twice in a day. So I was utilizing my time in the best of my ability to do some other work. I love teaching. I love, that's why I'm here in a webinar, that to share my thoughts and ideas with my well-wishers. And I will also, I like writing also. So I spend some time in writing some articles, some manuscripts for publication. We have published some of the data on economic impact of COVID pandemic, which has gone for publication. I have also published some of my thoughts and ideas in local newspapers, how Assam prepared itself for this corona war. I have also shared my thoughts in the local newspapers of Peri-operative as to what and how important are doctors and paramedical workers and how to save their lives during this pandemic. And apart from this, I'm also spent some time, apart from some of the seminars or webinars, we call it, I have also spent time in writing books. And in this period, I think I've finished writing a textbook of GI endoscopy. Half of it, 60% of it is almost there. In another 2-3 months' time, I think we'll be coming up with a book on GI endoscopy for surgeons. And that's how I spend my time. I spend my time in doing good exercise and learning new things. I must like to share with you that I learned playing pool with my younger son. So that was the lighter aspect of what I was doing this period. And you know, I'm very much concerned about my health. So I was always morning doing my regular workouts and regular morning walks and everything, and all those which I love to do. But then,
thank you so much, sir, being so busy.
I missed my traveling, Dipesh. I was supposed to be 31st March in USA in Cleveland for a presentation, which I missed. I was supposed to go for my fellowship of Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh, a very prestigious convocation ceremony on the 15th of April, which I missed. I was supposed to be in a meeting on 30th of April in Cambridge for the Versus Robotics, which I missed because all the 3 international travels during April, and they were 2 very important for me for a fellowship of Royal College, which I missed all those. So no regrets, no regrets. I had
soon it will happen, sir. Yeah. So it's an inspiration from a busy person. If he is managing with all such work, and we are struggling with our day-to-day work, and we are crying off small things that are affecting us, I think we all can learn. We all can take inspiration from you, sir. Sir, I believe we had a lovely time today. We learned a lot. The video will be there on YouTube for long, and people can retake from that video. Your
Thank you.
last, sir, your last words probably for today to the healthcare practice, healthcare workers, industry people like us, and team of Mindray who look up to you like nothing, anything. So, uh, your words, sir. Yeah.
To the doctors and paramedical staff, my word of advice will be we should not be frightened, and it's our duty not to frighten our patients. When we have taken up this job of doing medical service to the society, the way society looks at politicians for roti kapda makan, they look at us for health and their safety. So we have to give them at least health and safety. We cannot run away from this. It's a war for us, and our examples are taken up by army. When army plans a war, they call it a surgical strike. Surgical strike. So we have to do a surgical strike against this virus. There are many people who must be working on this. So first thing is surgical strike against the virus by the team. Do not run away from from wherever you are working. Give your best to the society because society needs you at this hour. Second, to the industrialists and all the members, I think we need to do our best at this time also. Think of what best you have. If you keep on doing, people ask me, you keep on doing cholecystectomies every day, hernias every day, don't you get exhausted with doing that? Tumak bore na lage in essence, you don't feel boredom in doing that. I say this gives me perfection. If you are perfect in doing one job, at least you are satisfied that you are doing that job perfectly. So to all the industrialists, all the executives, if all of you do your best, this country will be different. There's nothing called developed country. They are also learning many things from developing countries because we have volume of work. We have more IT people than the West. So do your best. And by doing your best, if you're sitting by the side of a river or a sea, relaxing, you cannot see the other side. You cannot see the other side. You have to venture into deep waters and leave your shore to reach the other shore of the river or the lake. So you may leave your comforts. We all love comfort, living comfort. Even I love comfort, but leave your comforts at least for some time in your daytime. 8 hours, 10 hours, 6 hours. Work so much that you forget everything. Thereafter, you can go back to your work, but do not forget your aim in life, what you want to achieve. This life is very short, very short, very short. Your days are numbered. The day we realize that our days are numbered, why not I give my best to the society? You'll be able to give the best to the society that very day. I'm not old enough to advise anyone. What I'm telling is what I have learned by reading many good books and by, I'm neither a philosophical guru or a teacher, but what I have learned in my life, that is what I'm sharing with you. It's not, please do not take it as a teaching. It's just a word of advice which was given to to me by my gurus, my mentors, which I would like to share with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. And to all our audience, we are having Dr. Subhash Khanna today when it is a very special day for him personally. It's his wedding anniversary today. From all the team of Mindray India, we wish you a very happy anniversary, sir.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I
you. Thank you very much. And thanks for the nice bouquet which I received this morning from Mindray. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's
I was busy with luckily it's a COVID time, so not much celebrations, but I need to give some time to my wife also and to my family also today. They say it's a World Family Day also, so I need
correct.
my family.
So our thanks to Dr. Swagata ma'am as well. Like she allowed you on this day to have this webinar with all of us. It was a lovely webinar from our side, and I believe the same is with you. So
Yeah,
thank you.
you have stolen me for 1 hour from her.
Yes. So thank you so much, Professor Dr. Subhash Khanna, Swagata ma'am,
Thank
and
you.
all the attendees of today's webinar. I am sure, I just don't hope, I'm sure you all loved it. I personally loved it. All the recordings are there on our website, on our YouTube channel, Mindray India. And personally, as a marketing manager of Mindray India, I wish Swagat Group of Hospitals a long way of success. And
Thank you.
personally, Dr. Subhash Khanna, so thanks, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Diptesh.
Yes. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.